Number 1, on air, online, on the go. KY3 News at 6 starts now.
Things are not always as they appear. A lot of times we're deceived, and I think this might be the case.
Startling new developments in an already bizarre murder case in Springfield.
Gypsy Blancharde now charged with killing her mother, and a wide-ranging fraud scheme uncovered by investigators. It is a twisted story that's leaving family friends feeling betrayed and wanting answers. From KY3 News, I'm Lisa Rose.
And I'm Steve Grant. Gypsy Blancharde, along with Nicholas Godejohn, are in Wisconsin tonight on $1 million bond, charged with stabbing Dee Dee Blancharde in their Springfield home.
The two made their first court appearance today in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Gypsy crying through the proceedings and shocking many of those who knew her because she was walking and not using a wheelchair.
The photo on the left shows Gypsy as we have seen her. On the right, her mugshot. Totally different. This unfolding story is full of mystery, deception, and raising more questions from detectives and those close to the Blanchardes.
Team coverage starts right now with Linda Russell outside the Blanchardes' house with the latest from the neighbors there. Linda?
Well, the crime scene tape is up here still for a third day in a row as investigators continue collecting evidence here. But new shock today in this close-knit neighborhood for all those who knew the Blanchardes as wonderful people. Now they don't know what to believe.
I don't know what's truth from lie.
No one in the neighborhood could comprehend how anyone would want to harm Dee Dee Blancharde and her handicapped daughter, Gypsy.
I thought they were nice and kind and, you know, loving people.
Sweet, loving, caring, just full of life and happiness.
Things are not always as they appear.
Investigators say the awful Facebook posts that tipped off friends that something was wrong were actually authored by Gypsy herself. She told investigators she knew her boyfriend, Nicholas Godejohn, was going to kill her mother, and she did nothing to stop it. Godejohn told detectives that Gypsy gave him the knife and asked him to kill her mom. Court documents say they cleaned up some of the blood, then took a cab away from the house.
We know that they were here in Springfield for at least probably 1 to 2 days after the murder had taken place.
The other shock to those who thought they knew Gypsy is that she doesn't need a wheelchair.
I've never seen her out of her wheelchair. It's like that's unheard of.
Up there was no wheelchair taken. She's carrying her own luggage.
The pair was arrested in Wisconsin after a standoff. They'd taken a bus to get there. Investigators say they've also uncovered a long history of financial fraud by the mother and daughter. Debbie says she once gave Dee Dee money to help cover bills.
I'm disappointed, and I think a lot of people, you know, to be, you know, frauding people.
This is a tragic event surrounded by mystery and public deception.
Of course, the news of Gypsy's alleged involvement in the crime is the biggest shock of them all.
No mother deserves to be murdered like that. No mother deserves that.
The sheriff did not go into a motive, but says he believes there will be enough evidence to paint a picture at the trial. Investigators say they'll likely be on the scene here for one more day. Live in Greene County, Linda Russell, KY3 News.
Thanks, Linda. Here's what we know about Nicholas Godejohn, the man who was arrested with Gypsy and charged with Dee Dee's murder. He lives in Big Bend, Wisconsin, in the house where he and Gypsy were both arrested yesterday. Godejohn also has a criminal past. In 2013, he was arrested after investigators say he was watching pornography and fondling himself in a McDonald's restaurant for 9 hours. Police charged him with carrying a concealed weapon after finding a large knife during the arrest. Lisa?
So how do investigators say Godejohn got to the Ozarks and helped Gypsy commit the crime? KY3's Jahan Sheikh joins us from the Greyhound Terminal in East Kearney with more on that. Jahan?
Lisa, authorities believe that Gypsy's boyfriend, Nicholas Godejohn, arrived here in Springfield from Big Bend, Wisconsin on a Greyhound bus. Now, there's no official timeline, but authorities believe a short time after Godejohn stabbed Dee Dee, Gypsy's mother, they both, Gypsy and Godejohn, hopped on a Greyhound bus back to Wisconsin. Now, authorities say that no one would have recognized Gypsy because both of her looks and her alleged illnesses were deceiving.
Deception down to Dee Dee and Gypsy's last name.
Her last name is not Blancharde, it's Blancharde with no E.
An E that family friend Brittany Hansen says Dee Dee added when she and Gypsy moved to Springfield. Brittany knew the Blanchardes when they lived in South Louisiana.
She was was very friendly. She was very sweet. You know, that I don't believe to be untrue. She was very sweet, you know. I called her Aunt Dee Dee. But at the same time, you only know what she told you.
And what's being uncovered about the lives of Dee Dee and Gypsy don't seem to add up.
I know that when she moved to Missouri in 2007, she said that Gypsy was 12, which is not true.
A lot of neighbors seem to believe Gypsy's long list of medical issues had her in a wheelchair, which authorities have now uncovered as untrue.
She can walk without assistance or a wheelchair, and she can do that very well.
A part of a plan Brittany believes Dee Dee orchestrated to get money. When Dee Dee was younger, she went about getting money a different way.
Her father had mentioned to my mother on an occasion that Dee Dee had stolen her mother's ID and name and tried to open some credit cards with it.
Regardless, she says it's hard to believe Gypsy turned on her mother.
Even if you know someone as much as you think you do, that you know them as well as possibly can be, they can still surprise you. So to find that this little girl had brutally orchestrated her mother's murder is really hard to swallow.
Now, a lot of people trying to comprehend all of this information. Now, a reporter that I'm in close contact with in Wisconsin says, like you said, Steve, that Gypsy cried the entire time during the court hearing this afternoon. Reporting in Springfield, Jahan Sheikh, KY3 News.
One of the strangest aspects of this case, Sheriff Jim Arnott says, the Blanchardes were involved in con jobs lasting several years across several states. KY3's Eric Hilt is on the paper trail tonight. And Eric, what do we know about some of the places they've been?
Steve, we're hearing that the Blanchardes scammed many different charities and lied to many different charities across the U.S., including churches and support groups in Louisiana, and even lying to Children's Hospital in Kansas City. Coming up tonight at 10 o'clock and at 9 o'clock, we'll share more of those places the two are accused of scamming and how a longtime family friend is reacting to these shocking accusations. Steve?
Thanks, Eric. Perhaps the biggest gift the Blanchardes received once they moved to Springfield, home ownership.
How'd they do that? Contact KY3's Ashley Reynolds sat down one-on-one with Habitat for Humanity.
Our mission is a place where everyone has a decent place to live. Are there folks that try and take advantage? Show me a business where there isn't.
Larry Peterson was not with Habitat for Humanity when the Blanchardes moved in 2008.
It just proves that happy endings are not just in fairy tales, they're real.
It's quite a filtering system before somebody's accepted.
The Blanchardes were approved and got through the door.
Habitat doesn't give away homes. There's a very specific process that people apply for to become a Habitat homeowner.
Habitat homeowners pay a zero-interest mortgage. Different committees verify family income and conduct home visits.
If they make too little, they wouldn't be able to pay us back. If they make too much, they'd be eligible for a conventional loan.
Do you think this current situation might lead to reevaluating your application process?
I think it's too early to tell. And I don't really want to speculate on that. Right now, we're comfortable with the process. Habitat for Humanity has been around since 1976. And this is the first one of these that I've ever heard of out of the 500,000 people that we have helped. I'd be afraid of letting the tail wag the dog.
And Peterson would not discuss specifics about the case and says he only knows what we are reporting. Habitat for Humanity did give documents to the Greene County Sheriff's Office. Now, before you donate, check a charity. Go to this website. It's charitynavigator.org. You can plug in the charity and see how much money of every dollar goes to the cost. Also, a word of caution tonight. Be careful of those GoFundMe websites. Anyone can set up those, and it's really hard to verify where your money is going.
Ashley Reynolds. Thanks, Ashley. A murder conviction in Oregon County tossed out by the Missouri Supreme Court. 7 years ago, Michael Amick was convicted of second-degree murder and arson in the death of his grandmother-in-law, Leona Vaughn, whose house was set on fire. The Supreme Court decided the conviction should be overturned after learning that a juror that had been dismissed was allowed to rejoin the jury. Amick may face a new trial now with a new set of jurors. On to weather in the Lake of the Ozarks area under a flash flood warning right now.
Abby Dyer shows us which areas also will see the most rain tonight with more to come.
Yeah, a lot of the torrential rain tonight going to be developing along a cold front that is draped in our northern counties, right where we are seeing that flash flood warning. You can see this line of really heavy rain stretching all the way down from near the Joplin area up through portions of Bolivar, Polk County, and then all the way up through portions of central Missouri. That's also where we have the thunder and lightning this evening and the active flash flood warning. Now, that's in effect until 11 p.m. for those northern counties. This is impacting portions of Benton, Camden, Miller, and Morgan counties. There have been reports of some low water crossings already covered, so be very careful if you have to be on the roads tonight in that area. We also have heavy rain falling from Bolivar all the way back toward Joplin, and it's all moving to the northeast. Light to moderate rain showers falling in our southeastern counties. I'll be back in a few minutes. More rain is on the way, and this is going to be tropical rain, more than 6 inches expected in some spots. Those details in just a few minutes.
All right, Abby, see you then. Tonight, the FBI has the St. Louis Cardinals under the microscope.
KY3 Sports Director Chad Pline has more on a suspected computer attack from the Redbirds front offices and who investigators say it targeted.
Lisa, Steve, it is a first for Major League Baseball, a team being investigated for a cyber crime, and it's happening in St. Louis. Tonight, the FBI suspects Cardinals front office workers broke into the computer system of the Houston Astros to allegedly gain information, scouting reports on players. Illegal hacking could not only hold those legal consequences, but also punishment within baseball.
In addition to what happened, there's the question of who did it, who knew about it. You know, is the organization responsible? Is the individual responsible? There's a whole set of issues that are going to need to be sorted through.
Now, since it is a federal investigation, MLB will have to rely on what's discovered during that investigation, which reports say is close to wrapping up. Later in sports, fan reaction and a possible motive as to why.
All right, Chad. The power company that owns the Lake of the Ozarks is not liable for the electrocution deaths of 2 children. Today, the Missouri Supreme Court reversed an appeals court decision that found Ameren responsible for the accident on July 4th, 2012. That's when Braden and Alexandra Anderson died while swimming near a boat dock where faulty wiring let electrical current leak into the lake water. Well, the largest auto recall in U.S. history is larger.
Coming up, the new problems associated with Takata airbags and the automakers adding more than 1 million cars now to the recall list.
And why those oversized packages could cost you a pretty penny this holiday season.
You're watching KY3 News at 6 with Lisa Rose, Steve Grant, Storm Team meteorologist Ron Hurst, and sports with Chad Pline, the Ozarks' #1 newscast.
In tonight's Contact KY3, the largest automotive recall in American history just got bigger. Tonight, Toyota and Honda both say more than 2 million cars will be added to the Takata airbag recall. For Honda, that's more than 1 million vehicles already equipped with a faulty driver's side airbag. They now need to have the passenger side replaced. Toyota says the airbags can explode because they inflate too quickly and with too much pressure. You can look for this story on KY3.com and on our Facebook page for a full list of the affected models made by Honda and Toyota. So far, 34 million vehicles are under this recall for the Takata airbag replacement.
You may need to budget more money to send holiday gifts to loved ones on time this year. UPS is telling dozens of retailers it will not offer discounts on those oversized packages this Christmas. UPS defines oversized packages as those that do not travel on conveyor belt and require special handling. Depending on discounts from the retailer, the cost to the consumer could double, even triple the shipping fees they might have paid last year for the very same large items. Lots of showers, few storms for the Ozarks tonight, and it's just getting started.
And here's your proof. Look at this. That's Bolivar, where it's pouring, maybe an inch an hour in that area. Navi's in next with a forecast and how much rain is headed for your neighborhood.
And now, your KY3 Storm Team forecast.
Welcome back at 6:17. We have a flash flood watch in effect for almost all of our counties, and this lasts until Friday evening at 7 p.m. Nearly all our counties here in the Ozarks are under this flash flood watch, but notice it is not just for the Ozarks. This is impacting a huge portion of the country. It's from Tropical Storm Bill that we've been talking about, making landfall near Houston today, and it's going to roll right up near the Ozarks. We are expecting more rain in addition to what we've already had this this weekend, and it's going to be too much in many instances, so watch for the flash flood threat. Here's what the tropical storm system looks like right now. In Houston, lots of heavy rain falling, and there's the track on this system. Now, it's expected to move right up just west of Dallas, and then it takes a turn, moving into portions of southeastern Oklahoma, then right up through northern Arkansas. That drags it right through the Ozarks. We are expecting several inches of rainfall here. There will likely be some very breezy conditions to come along with this system, but not quite tropical storm strength. Temperatures are going to be very mild over the next couple of days, and we will see a whole lot of rainfall. I'm going to stop the Futurecast rain amounts here. This is on Thursday at 3 o'clock in the morning, just when the system is getting underway. A couple inches of rain expected. Doesn't stop here, though. As we head into Thursday afternoon, it is just going to be torrential rain in some cases, maybe 3 to 5 inches by Thursday afternoon. Again, we don't stop there. This lasts through the first half of Friday. I think there will be many spots that see more than 6 inches of rain in addition to what we've already had out there for the last couple of days, and we will see more scattered showers and thunderstorms this evening as well. A lot of the rain that's on the radar currently is very heavy. It's coming down hard, and there's already a flash flood warning in effect. This is up in our northern counties, and I'm hearing that there are some highway issues just south of Versailles up in central Missouri, so be aware that the torrential rain is already causing some issues on roadways and low water crossings. Portions of Benton, Camden, Miller, and Morgan counties under a flash flood warning until 11 p.m. Torrential rain falling in this area from Eldon down through Preston. That line goes all the way back through Bolivar, all the way clear to Joplin. We have some heavy rain showers falling, all moving to the northeast. Many of those cells are going to go right over the same locations. Light to moderate showers falling in our southeastern counties. Flooding concerns this week. Watch the low water crossings. If you live in a place that is typically prone to seeing some flooding, watch it very closely this week. It's the weather story we'll be monitoring closely here all the way through the weekend. The picture right now in Bolivar, well, really heavy rain. Here in Springfield, we just have the cloud cover, and temps are still in the low 80s. How is this going to play out over the next few days? Well, just scattered showers and storms in the forecast for Wednesday. I think there's actually quite a bit of dry time on Wednesday afternoon. The main show doesn't show up until very late Wednesday night and early Thursday. Thursday, I think we have an all-day rain in the forecast, and that's going to stick around for the first half of Friday. Torrential rain expected, and flooding will be an issue in many spots. Tonight, upper 60s, low 70s. Tomorrow we are in the low 80s with just some scattered activity. Thursday, look out for the really heavy rain. The tropical rain will be falling through the first half of Friday. We are dry for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, but it is going to be hot and very steamy after all that rain.
Whoa.
Thanks for the warning.
Yes. Next in sports, how fans are receiving news. Their St. Louis Cardinals are at the center of an internet hacking case.
Plus, one possible motive into why front office personnel wanted to pry into the Houston Astros computer database.
Sports with KY3's Chad Klein starts now.
Right now, we just go about our business and realize it's something that's being dealt with.
Good evening, everybody. Still a lot of unknown in this story that broke just over 8 hours ago. That's when fans were arriving at Busch Stadium for the Cardinals' matinee game with the Minnesota Twins. Cardinal Nation could be seen looking over their smartphones, trying to understand what happened and why the Cards are alleged to have hacked into a computer database of the Houston Astros.
Am I worried? No, I'm never worried about the Cardinals.
Doesn't look good either way. From a public relations standpoint, it's bad news. But hey, you know, I like the sign says, if you can't beat us, call the FBI.
There's not enough information out there right now to make a decision, I don't think. It's, I hope it's not true.
A common person in the storyline is Jeff Luhnow. He's, before becoming Houston's general manager in 2011, was the primary Cardinals scouting department official, helping build the strong farm system that we've enjoyed here in Springfield and led to that 2011 World Series title. New York Times report alleges some disgruntled Cardinal employees not hired by Luhnow in Houston after his promotion possibly then hacked into the Astros database to view or steal player rankings, trade values, and even scouting material. No word on what, if any, of this material was used. Of course, this is very early in the investigation. One we're told is close to wrapping up. There has never been a Major League Baseball team accused of corporate espionage. Meanwhile, the players didn't know anything about this investigation until reporters asked them about it before today's finale with Minnesota. They said they're just worried about getting another W. And thanks to Mark Reynolds driving in a pair of runs in the third, and a superb outing for Michael Wacha, who goes 6 1/3, striking out 5. The Cardinals win 3-2 for their 5th straight win. As for the Royals, they're looking for back-to-back wins in Milwaukee tonight. Chris Young flirted with a no-hitter last week. We had that story. He's on the mound for Kansas City tonight. And, of course, in the Texas League, Springfield Cardinals playing under the lights as well. In Tulsa, unbelievable June. They're hoping to go to 11-3 with a win tonight in this month.
All right, play on.
Definitely.
A big expansion in southwest Springfield.
Coming up, the new features coming to the Missouri Institute of Natural Science.
Something new for some things old. Today, the Missouri Institute of Natural Science broke ground on a new museum expansion.
The new facility will house hundreds of fossils and minerals gathered right here in the Ozarks for everyone to enjoy, and will also include a restored Triceratops dinosaur skeleton from Wyoming. Construction should be done by this October. There is the Triceratops.
And that is our report. Thanks for watching KY3 News here at 6. We hope to see you tonight at 9 on the Ozark CW and then at 10 on KY3 News. We'll all be here. Have a good night.